judges. Come in. Come on. I've got intel. Recon is afoot. Yes, Big Cat. The planetary energies are. The skullduggerous moon is in Cancer, bringing with it some heavy emotions. It also enhances your ability to read others, darling dears. Your intuition, your discernment. It buffs up your third eye to a big shine. You might also have intense and even vivid dreams. So it's very important to keep your phone or a paper and pen handy next to your bed so that you can write it down as soon as you arise. Yes, baby, so you don't forget. Pay attention to any synchronicities that could indicate a premonition, darling dears. Because, Big Cat, you was blind, but now you see. You learn to read the room, shorty, to understand what's going on. Nobody likes to be effed over without the Vaseline. But some people get to your heart, in your heart. But you have to remember, it was a mask-wearing marauder that saw the gifts that you brought to the tableau, darling dears, and wanted to use it to their advantage. So therefore, we're going to go into it, darling dears. And we're going to talk about you reading a room, shorty. How about that? Let's get your runestone. Oh, you've got two of them. When you cast runestones, you read them from right to left. Your first one is Bacana. On its face, darling dears, this is Empress energy. It speaks about low vibing, darling dears. People whose grass is actually astroturf, too busy focusing on what you've got going on. It also represents feminine energy. It could be a mother, a grandmother, or even a mother foe. It also speaks about somebody wanting to create anxiety in your life. They are full of what? Abandonment, darling dear. They like to abandon people when it gets too hard or when they've got what they really wanted through deceit. It also speaks about someone losing control of you. Bacana represented by the letter B, the numbers 12, 13, 14, and 15, darling dears. On its face, good golly and gosh. This is full on what? Lack mentality. It also speaks about what? They, them, and who like to talk it up, darling dears, but have nothing to back it up, darling dears. This is someone that's rehashing intel on you, darling dears, because they've got nothing new. Why? You move in silencio. You learn to button your lip. Pack it in. This is a loss of faith in someone once you actually see their true nature, what they truly want, darling dears. They want you to be in the less than position. A position where you need them. You need nothing but the Most High and your subconscious to keep your heart beating and your nostrils breathing blood. You don't need no one other than yourself, darling dears, because you are more than a conqueror. Remember, I told you that. Proverbs 31:10. Somebody's very angry, darling dears. Very, very, very angry. Why? You learn to read the room, shorty. Yeah. Oh my God. Empress and Emperor energy. Bossed up on a Mitch or bitch, eh? They abused their power when they was with you, darling dears. It also speaks about you bossing up, darling dears. Higher education. You are a protector and provider, but it comes through for self first. Emperor energy in the upright is Mars and Aries energy. The Empress came with Earth and Venus energy, darling dears. You are a force to be reckoned with. Yes, you are. Why? You use wisdom. And wisdom is for the wise. Proverbs 13:20. You learned to walk with the wise. In order to be wise, this is looking for mentors, darling dears. Finding people online. Listening to other people's testimonies of what they went through. This is about you getting your togetherness on, darling dears. This was an unequally yoked partnership that you was in, darling dear, friendship, whatever the circumstance and paradigm was for you, you was unequally yoked. Ingus, represented by the letter 13, the letters N and G. This is about you using common sense, which is a superpower amongst the feeble-minded simpletons, darling dears. You was extremely caring. I'm feeling family environment, darling dears, but divine is relieving you of the responsibility of that circumstance, situation, person, place, or thing. You are being relieved. You thought this person was meant to be permanent in your life. No, darling dears, they was meant to be there until you learn to read the room, shorty. The right person will turn up when you truly understand yourself, darling dears. You must be stubborn and steadfast about moving forwards, never backwards, in the words of Abraham Lincoln, darling dears. You've got a lot of gossiping at your back, darling dears. Your shapely back. Law 16 of the 48 laws of power. It's from the unlucky and the unhappy. Law number 10, darling dears. Gossiping in top. I'm also hearing that somebody is a bad mother, darling dears, or a bad father. No nurturing for the progenies, darling dears, all to spite you. Why? Because you learn to read the room, darling dears. This person likes to get the attention of sympathy of others, darling dears. We don't care who's sorry for them, right? It's obviously going to be someone as feeble-minded as them, right? Someone that they can tell that the grass is blue and not green. Yeah. All of this gossip in the background, darling dears. Lies, subterfuge, and bull swanky. Did I say false? Allegations. Lots of false allegations going on. It's because you've bossed up in some kind of a way. Maybe you're an entrepreneur. You've had some kind of promotion. Could be in the job field. Or it could be a spiritual promotion. As you what? Read the room, shorty. Shorty. Let's get your ancestral message about what's going on. I'm going to use the African Goddess Rising. Base of the deck. This is a betraying betrayer, darling dears. Yeah. A back front neck tabber. Straight from what? The pits of hell. The crevice of the devil's balls. What does your ancestors want you to know? Use your creativity, darling. There's self-sabotage. Some of you are doubting your gifts and your abilities. Don't do it, darling dears. Your first thought about a situation is what's going on, darling dears. Everything else is subterfuge and bull swanky of the conscious mind. You have to remember they tried to inject poison into your mind to make you feel less than, so that they could overcome you, right? Look, the snake straight out of Slytherin. What did I say? From the crevice of the devil's balls. Using your creativity. Some of you are more creative around feminine energy, or your creativity is geared towards feminine energy. I'm seeing the 7 sisters, but it's also a reminder. You fall down 7 times, you get up 8, darling dears. You get up 8. Maybe somebody's living in 7 sisters in the UK. We've got 12 and 24, darling dear. So it's the multiples of 12. Always goes up to 144. What's that? The chosen, darling dears. You are chosen. You are protected. And you was meant to go through all of these circumstances and situations to realize that you can bend the matrix. You have been given gifts, darling dears, from your ancestral team. Things that they couldn't use in their time. It also speaks about a candle. Somebody has a wish, darling dears. A wish for everything to go wrong for you. Wishing on your downfall, darling dears. Gossiping at your back, rehashing the past. But only the simpletons. From what? The ones that live at past the sign that says you mustn't F off past this point. Those ones that live there. Your creativities. This is about you being your authentic self, darling dears. You are the truth roof. Pinkies up. Remember I told you that. You had to go through in order to get through, to understand that you can read the room, darling dears. Base of the deck. Yeah, naked, darling dears. They wanted you barefoot, naked, and going through what? Turmoil, storm after storm. They created a lot of catastrophes in your life, darling dears, and it was purposely done. Remember, Your deepest cuts to the white meat will not come from a stranger. I repeat, not from a stranger. This is someone who was in your inner sanctum, who understood what exactly would truly hurt you and actually did that shiznai. And then looked to you to see what you was going to do about it. All right. They wanted you naked and afraid. But they didn't realize the storm that they created. You are the eye of said storm, darling dears. And you have to realize when it comes to these people or person, right? It doesn't matter what storm they create around you, darling dears. You are the eye. You are the one that is earmarked as one of the chosen, darling dears. It was for you to understand why you was given all of these creative tools to get you out of any circumstance or situation. But you've got to get quiet. Don't listen to your conscious mind. It's the subconscious mind that you want to get involved with, darling dears. Why? That's where you are in manifestation mode. Base of the deck. Fearless, darling dears. That fearless love must come from the Most High. Yourself, your progeny next if you have them. And after that, the body in the bag, darling dears. It's on a what? 2-5 goes on to a 7, highly spiritual number. We are in a spiritual year. The numerology of the 7, darling dears. It speaks about introspection. It's also what you analyze in a situation and gaining new knowledge, right? This is about the introspection of it all. The 7 is ruled by the moon. The moon rules Cancer as well as Pisces energy. The moon again is about your emotions, but it's about a mother. So it's a mother energy, darling dears. Maybe you're the mother in a situation, but whoever your partner is, you was unequally yoked. You was always unequally yoked, and they know this. Oh yes. They do. They know it. That they're a piece of shiznai, darling dears. From the what? They're like a boil on the back of humanity. Always blood sucking, darling dears. Trying to bleed your energies out you. Trying to take your creativities and make it their own. They need to give it up, darling dears. Let's dive in. Let's get a deck. I'm going to use the gold deck. Haven't used it in a while. Base of your deck. What you're seeking is seeking you. You want balance in your life, darling dears. But it also speaks about reinforcements being dispatched on your behalf. 2 of Cups in the upright speaks about a second chance for you, darling dears. Why? You lead with that big F word, forgiveness. You lean it into your spirituality or your religion, darling dears. This is what is creating harmony in your life. And this also speaks about harmonious contacts coming towards you. This is the number 2. The 2 of Cups is ruled by Cancer, Venus energy, darling dears. Venus is about abundance. It's about beauty. It's about expansion and growth, darling dears. It's about you knowing your worth, darling dears. Once you know whom you are, you vibrate on a whole different frequency. And you are a beacon to like-minded soul tribe. Just saw 333 on the counter. The universe is working with you, darling dears. This is about you believing in yourself above everything else. I'm going to be working with the cards in the upright today. So if it should spin, it's because the universe wants it in spin. The first card is the blindfold. What kept you in the dark? About understanding the people. Well, they said there were people. We didn't do the scratch and sniff test. I just noticed the green deck over there. Look, a major tower moment, darling dear, is going on in those people's lives. What was it that kept you in the dark about these people? Because they spoke with a forked tongue, darling dears. They realized that you came with that good energy of balance, darling dears. You understood how to manage your time, your skrillers, everything, darling dears. But you was hoodwinked by a master manipulator. Knight of Swords on its face. This person always did talk when a gosso. All right. You didn't see the truth because you was looking to see the good in everyone, but not everyone is good. Not everybody that presents as a friend is your friend. And if you was in a marriage, just because you're married to them, darling dear, they showed you what they wanted you to see. You was always unequally yoked. When did you become aware that it was important to read people? Yeah. When you realized that you was getting effed over and there's a big world out there, when you didn't want to get the short stick of life anymore. Temporary situations. Temporary situations that you was given lifetime goals to. Yeah. Two of Wands in the upright, I might add. This is Aries as well as Mars energy. This is about you assessed the situation and took action. You made a firm decision to turn your back on that toxicity. When you realize the situation wasn't getting any better, darling dears, Wands energy can also affect your equilibrium, darling dears, your drive, your drive, your will to work to get better for yourself, darling dears. When you realize that you was being put upon by this person, we've got the Temperance energy here, darling dears. You was sent to be the earth angel in their life, to show them true love, unconditional love and compassion. But they saw you as a mark from the start. You realize that going forward, darling dears, you're going to have to pay attention to energies, listen to your intuition, and that quiet voice that tells you, that sums up somebody's character. You're starting to believe it, darling dears, the first time. Yeah. You're understanding the assignment, darling dears, that when you see the yellow card, you back it up with the red card, darling dears. This and that. All right. What steps did the big cat take to transition from being blind to being skilled at reading the room? Yeah, you went within, darling dears. This is about you listening to your intuition, darling dears, leaning on your own understanding and understanding that any decision you make, it's not a blind decision, darling dears, because it's been well thought out. You have. This is about you assimilating certain actions, words, everything, darling dears. You was quiet. Why was you quiet? Because you had to learn an escape plan. You had to put something together in silencio, darling dears. You understood that when you got all of the information coming towards you, that you didn't share it. This is how you was able to transition from being blind, darling dears, to reading the room. Yeah. I'm going to go back over these cards in a moment, but let's get them all on the tableau first. What were the main challenges you faced while developing your ability to read people? What was the main challenge? What was the main challenge that the big cat faced? They all got demons on them, blood. Yes. He was working with shepherds of the devil, darling dears. Liars, spies, people that came to put you in difficult circumstances purposely, darling dears. If this was a marriage, you was married to them. They was never married to you. No loyalty, darling dears. This is about you being effed over one too many times, but you are still learning to forgive. Why? You don't want to be tied to that situation in no shape or form. Yeah. This person always lied. They lied to you, darling dears. Always lied to you because you brought balance into their life. Showed them things they weren't used to, darling dears. You thought the difficult journey was going to be over in time, but you was wasting your time in that situation. Don't waste your time with someone. From you read the room and you've seen the yellow card, right? You got your warning and the red card. It's about what? Haul ass out of there. Skeed. Moving away from these T-Rex arms with their trippy talker ways. What was the pivotal moment of realization that helped you to grasp the intricacies of human emotions and behaviors? God, darling dears. Who God bless, no man can curse. Realizing that you can put the past behind you like a ponytail. This is some people leaving with the progeny, darling dears. We saw the Empress energy in the reverse. They don't care about the progeny. The progeny was a tool to control you. This is about you raising your vibration when you chose to turn your back on that situation. Actively move towards what? Getting to what? Grass is greener, darling dears. Your grass is greener, but not the grass is greener syndrome. This is you finding that green grass from within self. Yeah, that's why you got quiet. I tell people, if you see me and I'm quiet, it's because I'm plotting, mate. Not on you, it's for me to get away. Pardon me. That was a spiritual belch, because I speaks the truth, roof. Pinkies up. Yeah. All right. How did enhancing your empathy contribute to your newfound skill of reading people? How did your empathy contribute towards it? Yeah, look. You see the hoodwinkers coming. 7 of Swords. From the 8 to the 7, it's the final countdown, darling dears. And somebody's on their final countdown and they don't even realize it. Let's put the cards back where they were, so we can get some more insight into each one. Yeah, you can see these hoodwinkers, these Judases in a Peter suit before they get out of their bed. This is about you listening to your intuition and your discernment. You know that whomsoever effed you over would love to come back, darling dears, because you live on the sunny side of the street. Yeah. All right, let's move on. We're still going to question these cards. Just give me a moment, yeah? What techniques and methods became your most valuable tool in deciphering and understanding people's intuition? King of Wands, your third eye, darling dears. The King of Wands is highly intuitive. It speaks about you, as I said, listening to your intuition and your discernment, realizing that it's your skills, your gifts, your psychic abilities. You are highly intuitive, darling dears. A natural born reader, but you doubted yourself in the beginning because of the company you was keeping, darling dears. You always knew what they was about, but you didn't believe it until now. Until God shone that light on you, realizing that you don't have to be long suffering in a situation. A ride or die, that's a stupid fool. Who wants to be stupid? No one. Especially not a big cat. Highly intuitive, darling dears. You always had dreams, premonitions, darling dears, of what was going on. Look, this is why you was able to end so many circumstances and situations, because you started listening to you. That's what I tell people. If you ever see me on the road and you see me arguing and talking to myself, I'm speaking to I, myself, and me, and I don't want no interference, right? Because I know what's going on. We'll sort it out together. I, myself, and me. Ending situations. Leaving situations without an apology, darling dears. This is as though you're acting as though you got an apology that will never come. Realizing that situation was going nowhere. Rinse and repeat, never changing. World card on its face. No closure for that situation, but you're good with that. You're good with that. Why? You learn to read the room, shorty, and any conversation with these wicked people from the past will have you confused by a demon. We heard the bell. Confirmation, darling dears. So how, with your new improved ability, which has been strengthened on how you read people, how is it going to improve your professional and personal relationships? How will it improve it? Got it. When you're winning, you're good. Listen, everyone else will be sinning, darling dears. Everything you turn your hand to, darling dears, is about to turn to gold. Yes, it is. You'll be able to understand situations and circumstances in business meetings, in meetings with others, darling dears. This new ability, being able to read people and their behavior, is definitely going to be fortuitous for you, darling dears. Absolutely. It's going to pay off big time for you, darling dears. Always making the right decision. You're going to have reason to celebrate. Yep. The final card would be the wisdom of the cards, but let's go in. with the tiny cards and reiterate everything we've been discussing. I'm going to use the tiny cards base of the deck. Again, you're highly intuitive, darling dears, but this is the wisdom of your experiences. This is about you not allowing your emotions to be controlled by past circumstances and situations, seeing circumstances and situations for what they are, but you have to get quiet so you can hear your own inner voice. We'll go back to why you was in the dark, because you was dealing with effing skin peeling liars, darling dears, mask wearing marauders. They saw your good nature. Look at this, I told you. They brought nothing but upset and pain into your life, not being what emotionally aligned. If you as a family, pardon me, excuse me, s'il play, that was a spiritual belch, because I speaks the truth. Pinkies up. Nobody was happy in that household because of their behaviors. 1111, yeah. You wanted a happy household. You wanted that 1111 fade with this person or people, right? But you still had to move away from the trauma and the drama. Yeah. 8 of Cups in the upright. This was the restart of your life, darling dears. Remembering what? Changing direction, darling dear. Was the best decision you ever could have made. You was dissatisfied. But it also speaks about the disappointment and the sadness that you left behind when you chose you, darling dears, when you went within, when you decided to what? Read the room, shorty. Right, the importance, darling dears, the importance of reading people and their emotions. Yeah, so you can cut the toxic off toot sweet, quick, fast, and in a hurry. It's very important, right? Because you're a winner. Look, 2 different decks. 7 of Pentacles. The importance of cutting off the toxic immediately, darling dears. It's changed around your health has changed, your mental health, your financial health, darling dears. You're able to rebuild. Why? Because you was always the prize. Remember, a burglar wouldn't break into an empty house. You was to the brim of it, darling dears. Just saw 333 on the counter. Trust your intuition, darling dears, and continue to believe in yourself. The universe, your ancestral team, is bringing balance and support. But you have to call your ancestral team. They can't help you unless you ask. You were surrounded by merchants of slander, darling dears. People that was going to pick you dry. Never forget Peter 1:9. You are chosen. And you had to go through it in order to get through, to understand who you are. And the fact that your words, your energies carry spiritual weight. People don't understand who is caping for you in the spiritual world. When they decide to cross you, they try to cross you out, darling dears. Somebody wanted you to stay silent in a situation as they perpetrated heinous crimes against you over and over again. Turning your shapely back on what, Lord? 10 of the 48 laws of power. The unlucky and the unhappy was the best decision you ever made. But you had to believe in your intuition. The steps that you took was to go within, darling dears. 8 of Swords. This is you. Yeah. The revelation, darling dears. This is about you grasping the intricacies of human emotions and behaviors. Your realization helped you. It was a gift from God. This is a hand of God, darling dears. And once you realize that you are being blessed and highly favored, realizing that the opportunities will come towards you, hand over fist, darling dears. Why? Because you chose you. You chose to listen to your intuition and read the room. The Skulldugger's would love to come back. Oh, they'd love it. These hood-looking alfalfas, they'd love to come back. What would they do if you allow them back in? Right? Continue to be disloyal as usual. Use you for whatever they got. They want to be in control of your emotions, and whomsoever's in your control of your emotions is your king. What techniques or methods is best to decipher these wickedness that's going on around you? Listen, if it falls on the floor, it means it's coming in the door. Yeah, pay attention to what they're saying, darling dear. Their words, swords is about their communications, their body language. See if their actions line up with their words. And how it strengthens your personal and professional relationships. You're able to make the right choices for you, darling dears. Professionally and personally, going forward. On the floors, coming through the door. If I can reach it. I'm stretching with all of my might. Yeah. You are the one that's supposed to create the balance, darling dears. This will bring justice to your situation, any situation. This also speaks about contracts. Some of you are going to be signing lucrative contracts going forward, darling dears. The Justice is Libra energy. The 7th house of contractual relationships, whether business, personal, romantical. But it also speaks about open enemies. They hate your eyelashes, darling dears. They hate the way your nostrils flutter to take in the air that's free for all of us. Oh, they have to hate, but they're still at the gate, darling dears. They can't come in. Final outcome, advice. Yeah, continue to master your emotions, darling dears. And know that you are worth more than diamonds and gold. Proverbs 31:10. Yep, and that's the truth roof. Pinkies up. Continue to believe in yourself, believe in your intuition, your discernment. Sometimes it's your ancestors trying to point you in the right direction. Never you ever second guess yourself again, right? Look, on the justice and the right choices that you're making, the right partnerships, the right deals. There's a lot of jealousy, darling dears. There's many that would love to come into the situation and try and hoodwink you to get a piece of the pie that you're creating for yourself. Don't allow it, big cat. Oh no. Yeah, single as fuck. Drama free, darling dears. Living the high life according to the Most High. Split the deck again. Let them watch. Someone's got to clap, darling dears. Better them than you. They ain't really clapping. The only thing that's clapping is their gums, darling dears, as they perpetrate wickedness against you. But return to sender. You are being protected in this season. Why? You learn to read the room, shorty. Let's get a final card. Then we're out of here. To get great. Use the Numerology cards. Be bold and make the first move. A cardinal moon. Cardinal energy is about creating. It's about initiating, darling dears, and taking action. Whatever your intuition or discernment is telling you to take action on, don't wait, right? Take the time to breathe out, darling dears. Remember that meditation, relaxation, it opens you up to your higher mind, darling dears, and will give you more insight so that you're able to make the right decisions going forward, because you have a new start coming towards you, darling dears. A new moon. And what are new moons? New beginnings. It's a time for a clean slate, to start to gather your thoughts and to plan, darling dears. Set your intentions for what you want to be perpetrated in your hemisphere. On that note, I drops me mic. Send love to my Teesprings, send love to my Patreon, or take the hop, skip and jump to my TikToks, where I also upload. Thank you very much for your continued support of me and this channel. I love you guys like cooked food. If you'd like a personal reading, please hit me up in the Gmail. My intel is in the description box below. And as I always say, don't get smoked. Don't smoke yourself. From the ashes, baby. Namaste. Big cat wave. Until we meet again on these tarot streets. Cat, cat. Cat, cat.